Subscribe to the fl0m clips and highlights channel. Mouz set for major overhaul as Zelix is promoted and JL joins on loan. JL's just like a mercenary, bro. So this is right after, obviously, they just got smacked up by Spirit. It was rough to watch. Mouz have opted to pull the trigger on extensive changes, despite the fact that they can be in full effect. They can't be in full effect for the Cologne Major. So Brolin and Jimmy have been benched. Now, Brolin, I expected or thought that that was very possible, but Jimmy is very surprising. I don't know much about Zelix. Did Zelix stand in for them at one time? Am I remembering right? Oh, hold on. Leaving space for the promotion of Zelix from NXT roster and signing JL on short-term loan from Navi. As part of the changes, Zershin is also set to take over in the IGL role following the benching of Brolin, while his old role as the pack opener will be taken over by the Hungarian Academy graduate. Changes come with an asterisk because Mouz will not be able to make full use of this at the Cologne Major because of the rules and probably the roster change, and may only occur one change through the use of a substitute. That means JL has been signed to Mouz for the upcoming campaign at Astana and the Asian Championships. Will sit out the major while Brolin makes a temporary return to the roster for the event, the org said. That is brutal, man. Hey, we're cutting you, leave. Also, come back. That is brutal, man. I understand, like, everybody's professionals, and I think anybody that watches way too much Counter-Strike, like myself, understands why we're here, but that's also brutal. Like, I understand how we got to this point, but I feel like if you were going to be doing this and being this ruthless either way, why not just make this change earlier, man? What were you waiting on? Like actually... Like, really, that was the tipping point, losing in Rio when the major already went out? That was the tipping point? That seems... Normally, actually, I feel like Mouz's management, especially like with their academy team and stuff like that, is good. But like, this just seems like fucking stupid. I'm just going to say it. This just seems dumb. Like, what are you doing? You're this willing to make this drastic of changes after you qualified for the major and you weren't in danger of missing it, just to like now you're just wasting tournaments. This is just dumb. Like, I'm not even getting into the roster moves itself. I'm literally just talking about the timing, unless I'm missing something, which is possible. I don't think I am, though. They kept the same roster. This just seems... Maybe they somehow couldn't get a contract secured with JL before this, but I kind of doubt that. Like, maybe they couldn't get JL. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe because I think JL at different times has talked about for sure he's coming back, but there's worlds where it could have been different teams. That's the only way I can justify this timing, is if somehow they couldn't secure JL and they really wanted JL. This decision's not fair to Brolin on a personal level, but leadership sometimes means accepting that fairness and necessity are not always the same thing. Banger quote, but you still fucked them. I mean, like, ridiculously hard. Like, this is crazy. The timing of all of this is... Oh, God. Question about the off timing and the inability to use the full lineup for the season ending major. The organization explained that it wishes to prioritize giving the new lineup a head start. Then why didn't you give them one? Never mind. You're stupid. You better have just not been able to, like, why? Okay, honestly, no, because if you couldn't sign JL, why wouldn't they just say that? There's no, like, reason to, like, keep that secretive. This is dumb. I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, fuck, I'm actually getting stun locked, bro. There's no fucking logic. There's none. You're stupid. You should have been able to, if you could, just say you couldn't sign JL, at least to make it so I don't think you're just asshats who lost to Spirit in Rio that affects nothing for the upcoming major and didn't just full on fucking panic. Like, please tell me that is, like, not what you're doing. Anyway, okay. Cyclone thanked both outgoing players and praised each for the contribution. Okay. Yeah, he talked about we already read that quote. Zelix promotion comes after a long line of successful graduates from Mouz NXT from the majority of the previous. I mean, yeah, I think that's good. I think their academy program's great. Hungarian Rifler is impressed in the year, and the academy squad, yeah, he's good. I think when he filled in, he looked pretty good too, if I remember right. I could be wrong. Zelix, we're getting a highly talented and hungry player that's in line with philosophy of promoting in-house talent. Yeah, imagine that. Not spending money on buyouts for mediocre players is good. I just like threw shade at like half the orgs in CS. Anyway, Joe returns to a team for first time since he decided to take time off from Navi in July last year. So yeah, it's basically almost a full year. In addition, Joe will help our team with outgoing personality that is taking initiative in tough situations and will help significantly improve the communication in the team. So it's going to be Zershin, Torji, Spinks, Zelix, JL. I will say I think that this is... It feels like we're not even mentioning that Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's gone? Don't worry about it. Like, that's... Don't worry about that. That's fine. Who? They like, why do I feel like they're doing like where'd Jimmy go? And somebody's just going, who? Like, what is happening? Xershin's gonna IGL now, which, okay, I will say this. I actually think that's good. I think that's good. I think the way that he plays, and I think that, dude, it's painfully obvious. Like, okay, well, okay, I felt this way when they had Shuhei, and then when they made Brolin IGL, I definitely felt this way, which is Xershin and Torji do a lot of yapping, like a lot of yapping, to the point where that's why the Brolin initially looked so good. I think I'm not calling Brolin a bad IGL or something like that. I just think that a lot of this team was run through Xershin and Torji and what they were doing. So when you have a player like that, that's kind of, I feel like, the natural route. Plus his play style, I think, plays into that. Now, obviously, they said Zelix is going to be taking over a lot of his roles, but if Xershin can find a way to be like still a space taker as well, with Zelix, and then that gives room for like JL and Sphinx to bait, I think that could go really well. I think. We'll see. I feel like I'm hating on Brolin, but I always feel like whenever we see this team, it's Xershin and Torji doing the most. I get the vision, is what I'm trying to say. I understand why they're going this way. The Jimmy thing is weird, but maybe Jimmy has been a little, he hasn't been the Jimmy of old. And I think that they just wanted to make a change and try to upgrade firepower. That also could mean that Jimmy's going to another team as well, which I could very much see. And I think that could give him a new... It's not that Jimmy's been dog shit or anything like that. I just think it could kind of... A lot of these guys are in a funk. I think this gets everybody out of the funk. But Mouz is doing their best to put the funk back into the team with how dog shit this roster timing is. So I think this is... actually an interesting roster. I think Mouz did a good job of assembling this roster when I look at this name on paper. I cannot think of a worse timing that they could have ever done this, and I think them removing Brolin and then asking him to come back is fucking insanity. It really takes away from this shit, and it's really frustrating, but it is what it is. All right, let me know in the comments below what you think or where you think Jimmy's going to go and if you like the roster.